So whenever we're ready at 5 o'clock, you just press broadcast.
So it'll like pop up something like
it'll
it's
either
good to
pop up with
broadcast.
an error or it'll say
Okay.
should do.
Cool. I'll holler if it's an error. And then just hit, once it says that it's good, just hit broadcast again.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it should be. Yep.
Okay, welcome to Colombia Startup Weekend's final presentations. So first we want to thank all of you guys for giving your time and energy all weekend. You guys worked really hard and we're excited to celebrate all that you've done. I want to say a special thank you to Veterans United as our title sponsor and for giving us again this beautiful building that you created an amazing atmosphere for people. I want to say a quick thank you to my colleagues at Influence & Co. for helping us put on this event and for our bosses letting us do this, which is pretty amazing. And then all of our sponsors and helpers throughout the way, we could not get this done without this amazing community support. So thank you so much. You guys saw all the sponsors going by all weekend. We couldn't do it without you. We are going to do, clap. We are going to run things pretty efficiently today. We know there's a debate at 8 o'clock, and we know you probably all want to get back to see that. And we as organizers would like to go to sleep too. So we're going to keep things moving. I'm going to let Daniel just go over really quick what's going to happen and make sure that you guys know when you're expected to be up here, and then we're going to kick things off. Welcome.
All right, thank you. So just out of curiosity, who is new to the event tonight? Like you weren't here on Friday. So thank you all for coming out. We've got a couple things that we'll share this weekend, but my name is Daniel. I'm the facilitator for this particular weekend. I'm not from your community. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, so drove in just to be here and hang out with the really cool people here. But we're going to do this really quickly, and because we've got 17 presentations to go through. Teams, you need to take a picture of the following slide. This is the presentation order. You and you alone are responsible for knowing where you are in this lineup. If you forget where you're going, tough luck. Startup life, we roll past it, we go on to the next one, you'll do it again next year or something like that. The way this is going to work is the first team is already back there. They're going to come and join us. Up to 5 minutes of a presentation. At 5:01, what are we going to do? Start slow clapping until we clap them out with love. And then they have to go immediately into Q&A. That is up to 3 minutes of Q&A. And we will give the judges a quick, hey, you've got time for one more question, or we'll allow the team to wrap up and finish their last sentence or so. We are live streaming this. So if you don't want to be live streamed, one reason, shape, or form or another, you need to let us know. Otherwise, default is everybody's being live streamed on YouTube. We've linked that on Facebook. We've linked that on Twitter. Please retweet that so we can get some views and stuff like that going on. So teams, this is your responsibility to know. Cadence is one team is presenting 5 minutes during the Q&A. The next team unhooks the equipment and hooks their stuff up. Be sure to follow that. We're going to do this quick, because we've got about 2.5 hours worth of presentations and Q&A. We've got other things to do, like maybe do a drinking game during the debate or something like that. Any questions on the cadence and what's expected of you? Going once.
From the audience.
There's no Q&A from the audience. It's strictly our 3 judges that are over here. Good? All right. Judges, so now we're going to have the judges introduce themselves, their claim to fame, and share with us your favorite animal. So your name, where you work, what you want to get out of this weekend, and your favorite animal. Go.
Hey, I'm Mike Duke, one of the Zapier founders. My favorite animal is a tiger.
My name is John Hall. I'm one of the co-founders of Influence & Co. My favorite thing about this weekend is seeing my team members at Influence & Co, VU, and the community put it together. When great people put this together, it's just something that makes me take a step back, and I'm kind of in awe of all you guys, so thanks for putting the time in. My favorite animal is great beer.
My name is Greg Beard, and I'm the director of the Entrepreneurship Alliance at Mizzou. Let me twist it a little bit. My least favorite animal is a black bear because one broke into my truck in Colorado last week.
All right. Well, thank you to the judges, and they're going to be charged with just reviewing 3 quick things that we covered on Friday night. Did you get out there and validate that there's a market? 2, did you create some type of minimally viable product? And 3, did you create some type of business model that makes you something more than a non-profit? Because we don't want that to happen at all. So judges, thank you for your time. Teams, last time to take a picture. If there's any confusion on when you go, I don't have a copy of this. I'm not going to review it. It's all you all from this moment forward. Team, are you ready? Go ahead and switch your stuff out. Okay, now for those that just joined us, we don't have time to do a whole bunch of clapping. So what we do to go ahead and give the teams a nice, big, energetic start is we do something called a power clap. What we do is we count down from 3, 2, 1, and as a group, after 1, we clap together, we send energy to these guys, but more importantly, we save time, we're highly efficient, and we just start getting stuff done. So, teams, are you ready?
Yeah.
Judges, are you ready? Community, are you ready? Yep. All right. Nice big power clap for split music in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so a few months ago, I was in a car ride with my brother, and I forgot my headphones, and I had a few options. I could either ride in silence, which kind of sucked, or I could listen to my brother's music, which is not really good. And I ended up listening to his music, which sucked. So I was thinking, what about if I could listen to my own music and he could listen to his own music? So we created split music, which there it goes.
So Split Music was an app created to play music from your library on 2 separate headphones. So if you have earbuds, the right side will play one song, the left side will play a completely different song. So you and your writing buddy can listen to your own music at your own time and at your own volume too. We have a little video, a 1-minute demo to show you just kind of what it does. You're the person that's selecting your song. Changing the volume. And the other person is selecting their song. And that's play. Alright, so that's split music. Okay, so the main thing is that with these speakers, these represent like your left and right earbuds. So you can turn them both up at the same time, which is in choose 2 because that's a lot to play 2 songs at the same time. And you hit the next one. So this is what it looks now with the visual upgrade, so the video vision functionality. Get back. Oh, there we go. So our target audience is 13 to 25-year-olds interested in music and music sharing. And according to Facebook Analytics, there's about 39 million people in that demographic in the United States, which is pretty great. When asked out in Colombia, Missouri, 89% of our target demographic was interested, and 83% said they would pay, on average, $1.50 for the application. And that sample size was about 60, or a little higher than 60. And according to a Latino targeting marketing firm, they said that Mexico and other Latin American countries would be highly interested in this because of like commuting and buses and just having less hardware. So Gary's going to talk about our sales and marketing.
So I just want to say that is the actual app running. It's done. It works. And it's just a screenshot of it. So we started looking at how we can make money doing this. We can get to the next slide. And one thing that we found out that was interesting is I have in my hand a signed contract with the largest market research firm in the country that focuses on telecommunications. And they are interested in paying us 10 cents a record for every user we have to get information on their IP address and their service provider. There's a lot of other opportunities for working with market research firms. We have money coming in from ads, 2 different kinds of ads, and with only 100,000 users, we'll have 1 million in annual recurring revenue. So we think we can easily exceed 100,000 because this is going to be a free app. It's going to be available globally. And this is based on people using the app only 5 hours per week or 1 hour per week. So, we got any more slides? We've Alex and Matt. Alex is running our social media platform. He has 71 Facebook followers, 30 registered beta testers who want this app as soon as it's on the Apple Store, and 150 unique page views. Matt was out talking to customers, getting data, compiling all this, and did a great job all weekend.
3 minutes Q&A starts now.
So you just mentioned that contract. How did you obtain that contract?
So I realized like we can't make money just selling this app for $2 because it's a one and done, and there's no recurring revenue. So I started thinking, how can we make money? And I knew that I know of a company that does market research, and so I reached out to them and described what we were doing. And he actually said, we will pay you 10 cents a record, and we want quarterly updates. So we want to know who is their service provider now, and then next quarter we want to know if it's changed. And I said, yeah, we can do that, some other data. And then he said, you guys are targeting a really interesting demographic. He said, I would like to put you in touch with Nielsen, the TV rankings company. They have a whole thing called 8 to 12-year-olds, and it's really hard to track because you can't use personally identifiable information for children. We're not doing personally identifiable, so they're wanting to put us in touch with more market research firms who pay up to 20 or 30 cents per record.
So you did that by Friday, and you've already got a signed contract by today?
I brought you a copy.
Okay. Let's start Friday.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Have to show me how to get contracts like this.
What is one interesting thing you guys learned from talking to users this weekend?
I'd say the most interesting thing was they were most interested in hearing the same song at the same time, so you can talk about it. Well, they don't want to listen to music that they don't like, but they want to be able to hear the same thing and listen. So in the future, we'd like to be able to make it predict songs that both people would like, which is something that I brought up at the beginning, but there was a large response to that.
And just to go back one real quick. So I did know this company before this weekend, but I did not know of his company idea. So I just said, hey, I know somebody that works in this industry. That helped.
Is there a competitor out there?
The main competitors would be companies, music providers like Spotify, Pandora. There's nothing that provides a service like this, but there are music providers.
And so one of the goals, right now it only works on your iTunes library, but one of the goals is to expand and allow you to stream Spotify or Pandora at the same time. So.
30 seconds, last question.
How much work would you have to do to get this live in the App Store?
We can submit a beta review today and have it up in, we can have external testers in 2 days, and then we can have reviewers by next week, I guess. Like, have it live on the App Store by next week.
Okay, thank you.
Come up here for Q&A. Make sure that you're standing in a straight line so everybody can see, so you're not blocking off part of that. So, good job, guys. Ready for the next one?
Hi everyone.
Nice big power clap in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, cool. So, my name is Chelsea and we are Maven & Co. So what we are doing is we are taking local businesses, connecting them to their customers through local influencers. Alright, so here's the problem. We have 85% of local businesses are not able to reach the target market under the age of 35 because this market just simply isn't responsive to traditional advertisements. We're talking TV, we're talking print, we're even talking these Facebook ads. So what we're going to do is we're going to do influence marketing. So what influencers are is these are people that have a purchasing power. They can influence people to make purchase decisions because they have a perceived knowledge, or essentially they're popular. So we're looking at Megan Reeves. She's a YouTuber. We've got Jay, who is literally popular because of Instagram. And then I think we all know who Kim Kardashian is. So these people are reaching millions of followers, but they're also costing millions of dollars. Small businesses can't afford this, and they're not even, by marketing firms that are doing this, they're just not even a target for them. So this is where Maven comes in. So we're gonna connect these local businesses with local influencers. So these small businesses can do Facebook ads. They're doing them, but they're not reaching anyone. In fact, we went out and we found our community and we asked them, and only 33% of them said that they would trust an ad. And then we had 70% of them would trust peers to make a recommendation, or they would trust just regular customer reviews. So on Amazon, see a customer review, but then 9 out of 10 of them would trust their peers. So we went out and we found them and we spoke to them. This is from our customers, or our community, sorry about that. So existing research shows that influence marketing is powerful and effective, but it's happening on a national scale. So whenever we look at our community, only 34% of them were buying something just because they saw a celebrity post about it. Okay, and then we're looking at someone, if they had a personal connection to them, 72% of them would buy then. So those are big number differences right there. So after finding the people in our community that we would be reaching, we went to our influencers. We found over 12 influencers this weekend that are interested in this, but we have 12 signed contracts and expressed verbal excitement just about our product and being a part of Maven. So these combined people have over 25,000 followers and then a 10,000 local reach. So the thing is that these are real people. These are just real people. People know who these people are, and they are already engaging with their target markets, sharing the things that they love, their cups of coffee, where they eat and everything. So the local followers that they're connecting to are also local customers. Cool, so businesses are interested too. They want these connections to the hand-picked target audiences that these influencers have. So we went to 9 local companies this weekend, and they see the value in extended networks through these influencers. 100% of them agreed to give a product to an influencer in exchange for an Instagram post, just tagging them and complimenting them. So they understand that they would pay for this service, and kind of how we're thinking it would work is we would do a 3-month contract with the business. It would be $100 a month. Through that 3 months, they would have 12 differentiated influencer posts. So not necessarily by the same influencer or something, but people that are in their target and that they can reach. Here's an example that we did with Peggy G's Pies. I went to them and they were excited about it. They want to reach a younger audience. And so this girl, in only 15 hours, I think they checked last time, and it has almost close to 400 likes and engagements. And so she has over 1,600 followers that are already engaging with that too. So this weekend, our guys built a website, and they want to create an algorithm that will keep connecting these influencers in their businesses. So if that's all, I think. Thank you. Thanks. Y'all rock. Thank you.
3 minutes starts now.
You showed Kardashian up there, and recently she got in trouble for not putting an ad sponsored on her influencer posts, and now she has to do that. I saw in your example of Peggy Jeans, you said thanks for the goodies, which was a disclosure, I guess, that they received something free. How are you going to get past the FTC guidelines? Going in that.
The FTC got
Yeah, that basically say that you have to disclose a relationship with an influencer.
Right, so basically what the FTC guidelines say is that the post can't be false or misleading. So as long as you disclose, as long as the influencer discloses that they got something for free, that would meet those regulations. And since that's all the influencer is getting, that would cover it.
How do you scale this beyond Colombia?
So beyond Colombia, what we're finding is that this is successful where there are people that there's a turnover. So we're looking at Colombia where we've got the Zoom students and other students that are coming in. They're turning over and becoming popular here in their community in just 2 years, a year. And so I think that first we would need to look at other communities that have that turnover. So just a small town isn't really going to cut it, but that young audience that turns over, I think it can be implemented just by finding other people that can make these connections as well.
We'd mostly be looking to expand to other college towns where they have a very large audience within our target demographic. So places like Lawrence, Kansas, and others nearby would be our next steps.
What's your plan? What's your plans for going from one company that you've got here in Colombia to, let's say, all of them?
Yeah, so I think it's really important that we are finding companies who do need to reach this audience. So our plan for going through them is just connecting them. We've got those 9. We want to go through and strategize with these 3 months, make sure that we're finding influencers that really do reach the people that they are interested in. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Oh.
And also, this first 3-month period where we're going to be working with the first couple businesses in, the plan is going to primarily be a test to get real concrete data of having real businesses that would partner with real influencers, and then that will set up phase 2 of reaching out to the next wave of businesses. However, this time we'll have real concrete information that we can show them.
Last question?
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Give the judges a second to finish their thoughts. Judges ready? All right. Power clap. Cards to you in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and thank you. My name is Brian Stanley, and on behalf of Brenda Cortez, David Ching, David Bennett, and Ryan Ching, it is our honor to announce that we have successfully launched Cards to You. Before I get started and tell you what we do, by a show of hands, how many of you guys know someone that will have a birthday this year? Hey. So this weekend, we engaged with over 60 people in our community from the ages 18 to 80. And that's when we determined that people are sick and tired of the time and effort it takes to go to the store and to get the card. So that's why we are bringing you the perfect blend of the sentimental value of a handwritten card and the convenience of online shopping. Let me tell you about our product. About 1 month before your special someone, your loved one, friend, or family member has their birthday, you will get an automatic notification to your phone that says, would you like to send them a birthday card? When you say yes, this will be the process. You will see our website, and we already have over 20 products you can choose from. You will pick the one you would like to send to them, and boom! It would be sent. But you see, not just the card is being sent. When you order a card from Cards to You, we're also sending an envelope that is pre-stamped. So when that card gets to the mailbox, to the person that bought it, all they have to do is write the very nice message to the birthday person. And then when it's in the mailbox, all they have to do is leave it in it for the postman, and when he picks it up, it'll go to the person having the birthday. When he receives that card, he will be so satisfied to see that he has a beautiful, well put together card that came in a nice envelope, but the most important thing is, they will be so glad that you didn't forget about his birthday this year. The industry for birthday cards is huge. And ourselves, Cards to You, we've been launched for less than 24 hours. And in that 24 hours, we have connected and made transactions with over 23 people. These transactions have came from 8 different states in the United States. And we are so excited to announce that our company has made a revenue of $216.23. Thank you. Questions? Oh, no, yeah. All right. All right, we just want to save as much time for questions because the top idea, we just want to hear from you guys.
That was a mic drop. I guess my first question is, one of the big things for me sending birthday cards or thank you cards is the meaning behind it, and part of like systematizing it, you lose some of that meaning. How are you going to kind of make up for that so that you keep meaning? A lot of companies do personalization and different things. What have you thought about there?
Right, that's a very good question, and we have thought of that. Today we actually visited a local shop called Poppy's, and so we are taking account of maybe someone on a local card. And we also are thinking of the customization. So we have many cards to choose from, and it will be a handwritten message.
What does the service cost your customer? So when John here stalks my wife, which he does, and sends her a birthday card, what's that going to cost him?
So on average, our cards run $6.99, and the cost to us is about $3. So we're making about $4 on each one of those transactions.
There's a story behind that, guys, just to clarify.
What is one interesting thing you learned from talking to users this weekend?
I personally learned that there's a lot higher demand than I honestly thought there would be for this. I mean, I went out there and I was expecting like, maybe half the people or so to say, yeah, that'd be a great idea. But I mean, we were getting like 9 out of 10 people were saying, yeah, that's a great idea. I would actually use that because I forget people's birthday all the time. So.
People were also, whenever I was interviewing them, people were also like just telling me the idea itself. I wasn't even telling them my idea for the business, but they would just be like, yeah, if it was like digital, if there was a way to get it digitally, I would totally use it. And we weren't even telling them anything.
So one point I'd like to touch on is the quickest customization. And the thing that we thought about customization is at the time of checkout, we will allow them to look for a seal that they would like to put on their envelope. And yes, we will be branding ourselves on the inside of the envelope, but they will be able to customize a seal and also in the future be able to put a photo in the card. And that's why we went to local people to see who could print on cards.
Okay, I have 2 questions. One, who are your potential competitors? And also, do you see an area beyond birthdays like anniversaries? I mean, that help out with my wife, and I'm sure great for sure. But
Yeah, so we wanted to start with birthdays just because 60% of the market actually is birthday cards, and we just want to prove the concept. Our main competitor is Greetly, which basically does a similar concept but with a lot worse cards. And our main concept would be that automation of it, to where you can enter in all of your birthdays and have it be shipped to you every single time without you having to remember every birthday.
All right, thank you guys. All right, judges ready? Team, are you ready? All right, power clap in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, so right before we start, or I guess starting now, we're just going to show a quick video that we put together. Here you go. so we're Playdraft, and we're music on tap. So, the Playdraft experience. Now I'm going to hand this over to Bryce.
Hello, I'm Bryce Domion. Alright, so your question is, what is Playdraft? So Playdraft is combining drinking with music in a mobile application. It's a pre-owned playlist partner. So about 183 million students are enrolled in college. And about 60% partake in alcoholic consumption, which is about 109 million students. So why Playdraft? Are you bored with traditional drinking games? Do you listen to music while you drink? Like discovering music? Then play Playdraft. This is how you start the night off. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So we help you discover music while you drink. So making money in Playdraft, so it is a free app. And so you can get premium, which would include skins and icons, draft dollars, and stuff like that.
Alright, so now let's explore our site that we put together. Alright, so here we go. So let's play. So when we're playing, let's see who's going to play. So now I'm going to invite someone by pressing that there. Now let's get the draft started. And it shows our wins, losses, and total points there to the right. So now we're going to draft our songs, and then once we have all the songs done, then we're going to go to finish and go on to our rules. So I'm going to pick 3 rules. And kind of what that would do is, once the 10 songs are selected, those are going to go into an invisible playlist. And once those are in that playlist, then you press shuffle, you create these songs. So I'm going to pick a band from the UK, for example. And then a female lead singer. And then the song has no lyrics. So let's get the game started. So I've got myself and 2 others on the side, and I just scored a point because the Beatles are playing. And I said if the band is from the UK, I get a point. So I get a point, and the other guy has to drink. So it doesn't matter that the other 2 points, or the other 2 rules didn't get, it didn't negate the other song because I already got a point there. So to end it off, let's check our Facebook. So we got our Facebook going, and we went out last night to a few bars just to, see what people thought of the idea. And we made some playing cards and we said, hey, what do you think about this? Let's get a Spotify playlist going. And it was really cool just to see the reaction because music and a drinking game, you're already doing it. So why not combine the 2 together? So that's Playground.
3 minutes, go.
How many potential customers did you talk to this weekend?
We talked to about 25.
So, when my friends and I get together, it's even challenging just to flip a cup and to get them grouped together.
Right.
I honestly find this extremely difficult to get people together to do. So, one, is there a mobile app or a simplified version of this? Because honestly, I have played a drinking game before, and that was a little difficult for me to all put together.
Right, yeah, so we're going to be doing it via iOS and Android, so the mobile application. And I get totally what you're saying, and that's kind of the main focus, was trying to make it a little bit more simple. But we also think, when you're playing drinking games, you may have started drinking already. We would kind of make this introduction to the whole night. So I think that could help out a little bit. But to making it more simple, that's the thing.
A lot of the times, whenever I throw parties at my place, and music is one of the hardest things for people to agree on. Everybody has a different music type that they like. This actually solves the problem of whenever we're setting up a music playlist, everybody contributes 2 songs of theirs that are their favorite that go into creating a unified vibe. And so everybody, it promotes fact checking, it promotes conversation about the music, it brings up memories from that time that you were out with somebody else or out as a group. So it creates a lot of different feelings to have music that's collaboratively put together.
So social apps are notoriously hard to grow. How are you guys going to grow your app?
I think relying on the organic traffic of the app market itself, using using some of the social media sites to promote, boost a post, getting going down to downtown bars, trivia nights. We feel like there will be a similar market of people that like trivia that also like learning about their music from different people. So if we can go to some events and kind of co-brand, then I think we can build some more traffic that way.
Good, thanks. Judges ready? All right, nice big power clap for the teams that just changed their name and forgot to tell us. Team Beagle in 3, 2, 1.
We are Team Beagle, and we want to help with employee engagement. We want to help improve employee engagement and help companies keep their employees better. So hiring is really expensive. It typically takes about 6 to 9 months of an employee's salary to totally cover all of the costs of hiring a replacement for them. That is from advertising and onboarding and interviewing and training. Because it takes a lot of time and effort to bring you up to speed with the team. And it doesn't even include the negative aspect of morale when somebody leaves because they're not happy. So how do HR companies measure engagement? It's really difficult to do in an objective way. The first major way is with employee satisfaction surveys. Unfortunately, about half of people don't actually think those are accurate, and there's a lot of issues with people not really saying what they feel because they don't want to feel like they're being judged. The other one is with one-on-ones and formal review processes. The problem with that is it's always going to be skewed a little bit by the person who's giving the review. So another thing we can actually show is that companies that have happy employees are more profitable, they grow faster. So this is a graph of companies that are on the best places to work list from Glassdoor. And the top 3 over there are all companies that are on the list compared to the S&P 500. They're significantly more profitable, higher growth than the average. And the opposite is also true in that companies that were ranked poorly did worse than their competitors in the same markets. So HR realizes this is a problem, and they actually spend quite a lot of money to try to mitigate this. On average, companies will spend between $2,100 and $4,400 a year per employee on total HR costs. That includes personnel and staffing. An interesting note is that the companies that spend at the higher end, over $4,000, they actually have about 30% lower rates of voluntary employee termination. So people leave less at companies where they have higher spends on HR. Larger companies typically spend about 10% of their entire HR budget on technology and tools. I wasn't able to get great numbers on smaller businesses because it's not really consistent. At least that's a good find. We were able to find that there's about $10 billion spent annually just on HR technology. Another kind of recent increase is chat booth. So you might have heard of Slack. It's considered the fastest growing business application right now. More and more companies are using chat tools like that for internal communication. There's also Slack, there's also Skype, and Cisco, Jabber, tons of others. Another correlation with chat applications is poor communication. It's really difficult to convey emotion in text, and there's been several studies that have shown that even when the person sending the message thinks it is clear, if it's received via voice, it's about close to the same accuracy, but if it's received via a text medium, it is significantly more likely to be misinterpreted by the receiver. So one thing that we are wanting to do is sentiment analysis, and what that means is we are predicting emotions by looking at the words that people use. So we don't need to know the context of who they're talking about or what project is making them upset or something. We just look at the individual words that are used, and we don't actually store any message content. We simply just say this message was positive or negative. And so what we're doing is we're building an emotional profile
It's not a score, it's just to establish what's normal for a person. Deviation signals their emotional state is changing. So we can have these graphs that will essentially give you a heads up that, hey, all of a sudden there's a massive spike. Somebody's doing something really differently based on the language they're using. That lets you take action. If it's a positive change, that can be signaling success. You can give recognition, share the win with the team. Negative could be miscommunication. Give them a call, figure out what it is, what's going on, straighten it out, get it in the bud. Long term, you can track gradual changes to employee engagement and reduce burnout. Pricing wise, we're just following the Slack model, $1 user a month. Costs are really, really cheap at scale. At 5,000 users, it's only 11 cents a user a month. Growth, we're going to focus on growth companies first, companies that adopt this type of technology, and do direct sales starting companies with at least 50 people. This week we got a late pivot, and influences are already
Starts now. Okay. I was like, I'm a customer. That's great to hear. I guess, how do you see this, or how do you see this growing beyond Influence and Go? You got one customer, right? Did you talk to anybody else besides us?
We did talk to 11 companies. We have some interest. Most were wanting to see a more fleshed out product before they committed.
How many employees did each of those companies have?
Some were as large as Exxon. Others were, most of them were in the 40 to 100 employee range.
And it was $1 per unit, or $1 per user per month?
Yes. So at 50 people, that would be about $600 annual recurring revenue.
And are there competitors out there that track individual emails like that?
No.
What did you learn from talking to users this weekend about this idea?
I just wanted to say quickly, we're not tracking emails. It is specifically for chat. What we discovered is there's, the idea that a robot is looking at your chat is kind of scary, it's AI. But the reality of it is that we're not storing it. And really what this is you want a robot doing it because you don't want a person looking through this. And there's definitely a benefit, especially when you're working with remote workers, where the surveys are extremely difficult and all the communication is via email or chat lines.
Something that I guess I struggle with is that sometimes communication between the team is good if it might be looked at from a machine aspect of being negative, but in reality it's just good conversation of devil's advocate. So how are you going to battle that?
So that's actually exactly what we're doing when we're building the profile. We're looking at this is normal, just like what you said, that is normal behavior. It's a good thing actually, and so that gets better and better over time. But that's what it's doing. It's basically defining the norm, and then you're looking only for really deviations where that's something that you released a product and there's a huge bug in it and crashed servers.
One more question?
How much longer would it be before you had a fully working model that you could take to an employer?
We have the software working. It's just a matter of having it and setting up some dashboards.
All right, thank you. All right, teams, just to reiterate, be sure to plug everything in and have it ready and going before you get up there. It's okay to have everything connected because otherwise I'll freak out. So, all right, judges ready? Judges ready? Team ready?
Yeah.
All right. Power clap for 180 Collective in 3, 2, 1.
Hey friends, my name is Dylan. We are 180 Collective, and we're just a bunch of people. We love music, we like listening to music, we go to concerts. Myself love vinyl. I'm a big vinyl collector. I inherited my dad's collection growing up, and that's kind of where the whole thing took off from. As a matter of fact, I'm not the only person who likes vinyl. Over the past 5 years, vinyl record sales have increased 30% per year. Last year alone, vinyl record profits were $416 million. I'm not going to do a Trump huge thing, so I'll leave that out. I'll be playing that later. With that being said, there's also, with the day and age of the internet, there are so many different monthly subscription services out there. So I can get razors, I can get hair product delivered every month, I can Netflix, Audible, you name it. There's basically everything out there except for a monthly vinyl subscription service, and that's where we come in. So we want to be your monthly vinyl record club. Through our onboarding process, we want to connect to different media outlets that you already use. So if you use Spotify, we're going to connect to Spotify. If you use iTunes, we'll connect your iTunes account. If you use Pandora, etc. We want to connect to all these digital services where you're already listening to music, monitor what you're listening to every month, and then send you recommendations based on that. If you are old school, like probably half of the vinyl listeners are, you may not use Pandora or any of these services. We also have just a manual input. You can say, I like these bands, I don't like these bands, I like this music, I really don't like this music, I already have this album, so don't send it to me, because I'm going to send it back. So the whole idea is to basically bring the authentic record buying experience to you digitally. So I love going to the record store, but I don't have the time to go every month for one reason or another. So I really like the idea if someone can give me recommendations, and every month I get a surprise vinyl based on all these things. Like, said, oh, you listen to Mumford & Sons, you listen to this past month, we really think you would like this album. So it's more like a monthly curation where allowing you to discover new vinyl music each month. With that being said, we get to the price pointing next. There were ideas of should we charge a monthly flat fee, so for so much money you'll get this much vinyl. We actually decided to nick that and go, how much do you want to spend per month on a record or on any vinyl service? How much are you willing to spend a month for music? And what we want to do with that is, so for example, say I'll fork out $40 a month for vinyl. With one vinyl, 3 vinyls, whatever. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at all of your interests, everything that we're able to monitor and that you've inputted, and say, okay, this person really likes collective editions, special editions, so maybe 1 month you'll get one record that's a higher price, but it's a special edition, limited edition that we found, and we'll send it to you. The same thing, so you're still paying $40 a month, but you just want to grow your collection. So we're able to find just a standard issue vinyl for a lot cheaper price, so you're going to get 3 records a month for the same price, and that'll go on. And we can also offer a solution, say that we do find a super limited edition, we can charge actually a higher price, but we'll let you know, like, hey, we found this, if you really want to like it, we'll just up your price a little bit. So that's our solution, our pricing. Let me just do a quick demo of what we built out this weekend. So you go here to join, basic form, nothing fancy. Pick your plan. So basically we're choosing a monthly budget. It could be a user inputted where you can actually choose any amount you want, but we thought we'd start with these 3 price points. All right, and now you get to your collective page. This is where you're able to connect to all your digital media accounts as well as do the manual input of what you like or don't like. This person really does not like Justin Bieber, but that's okay. We also have this auto collection where you can go through and find records, and you can actually, it's more of an online store portion of it where you can add this to your collection, and then we'll, each month, based on your auto collection, we can send you these vinyl as well. So it doesn't have to be necessarily, we're going to curate everything, but based on what you want on your auto collection, we can send you this as well as a curated album based on that pricing structure that you've already chosen. And this is basically how you get to the auto collection. And that's it. We'll bring the team out and are ready for questions.
All right, 3 minutes starts now.
So you've got those 3 different price points for your customers, but all the vinyl that you would send to them varies in price dramatically. If that's the case, how do you, or what is the margin that you're looking to make with that? But you've got variables going both directions.
So we have, our markup is right now is about 20% to start. So we're making a 20% profit on each thing. So for example, like the 41, so the 40 price point, we're gonna make about $8 on that. Now that's just the beginning. So as we start with a smaller crowd base, we're not gonna be buying in bulk right away because it's gonna be buying one record at a time based on the small user base. As we grow and able to plan their releases more in advance based on their collection that they've inputted and the monitoring that we've been able to do, we'll be able to buy in bulk, which brings the cost down for them and us.
Have you talked to any other distributors in music? Do you guys have any background in the area at all?
We have reached out to some distributors over the weekend, but the response was very minimal. We did go to some record stores, and I didn't get talking to the record owners. I don't know if anyone here that did were willing to speak into that.
Yeah, so we spoke to a couple record owners, and everyone seemed very open to the online experience and saw it as completely, differentiated from the in-store purchase. So whether that would be open to partnerships, there was no negative response to that. But I think they're in support of how to grow that tactile music environment as much as possible, whether it's online or
How are you guys gonna get your first 100 paying customers?
We are advertising on social media and collecting email addresses. We're going to push ads through Facebook. We have a landing page that we're accepting email addresses. If you go to 180collective.co right now, that's where that collection is going to come in. And our goal is to get that 100 paying customers. But with that being said, we're only estimating that 10% of whatever emails we get are actually going to sign up. So the actual launch would be planned around once we actually get 1,000 email addresses in the database.
Would you hold inventory just hoping that inventory matches somebody's music preferences, or do you go out and find it once you've got a customer that wants country or classic rock or whatever?
No, we wouldn't want to hold any inventory. There's essentially wholesale sort of services already. There's already an industry network that exists where record stores all over the country, all over the world can put their inventory in there, and that's all managed in real time. They have an open REST API that our service will use and accesses somewhere in the neighborhood of about 29 million releases from thousands of artists.
You guys? Second. Judges ready? Team ready? All right, power clap for All Clear Beauty in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, we're with All Clear Beauty, which is a beauty product ingredient database, and it's a beauty ingredients, an all-in-one resource for beauty ingredient education. This is Susan. She just ran out of her mascara, and the brand that she usually gets it from has stopped carrying it, and she wants to know the last time she had to buy mascara, she tried 4 different ones before she settled on what she actually liked. She hates the trial and error process, and she wants to know the next similar product that she could buy as an alternative. And then she only wants to go to one place to get all of that information. We found that the problem is that buying beauty products is personal, complex, and expensive. So it's also very hard to get all the kind of information you want in one place. There are existing solutions which are websites, but they're more geared towards like a hospital perspective, where it's more based on toxicity and environmental damage and things like that. There's also in-store beauty advisors. They're limited there by the information that they have and the products that they sell. And then there are online bloggers and reviewers, but that is all kind of unverified information that you can get through the site. Our solution is All Clear Beauty, a website where you can search through an ingredient database, and it also comes with educational descriptions of the ingredients, as well as links to reviews and tutorials. And then you could do a similar and a negative product search. So if you don't want to use a certain product, there's product with a certain ingredient,
How many cosmetic users did you talk to?
We talked to close to 40.
Yeah, what's one interesting thing you learned from talking to those 40 people?
A lot of people want all the information that there is out there. It's just not all in the same spot. A lot of people do have concerns for the products that they use because they don't know what's inside of them. And I think that they can learn a lot more from just figuring out how similar things can be.
And how close are you guys to having like an actual product or website that they can go to and use?
We've got a working demo right now, but we've got a fair amount of work to do still because the amount of data is huge. We're trying to get all of the products, all the beauty products and all of their ingredients and information about all of them. So there's a lot of information out there to get. So actually building a working site, we've got a working site right now, but it's got a very small fraction of the data in it right now.
Do you have an idea on how long this could take?
We worked out approximately 40 hours, I think, to get that kind of, 40 working hours to date of work to get that going. So I think we can do it in a couple of weeks probably.
That you'll be able to take,
We would have a working database that people could search for different products and find information about all the products, all the ingredients.
Were any of those customers paying for that service? Is it a subscription based or is it all just sponsorships?
Talk about the existing customers that are using the alternative services.
Well, the 40 people you talked to, would they pay and if so, how much?
They were, we didn't talk specifically to that question. We'll have to do that research.
We didn't talk about whether they would pay to use that service. I think mostly because we're going towards that whole affiliate aspect. But we're confident a lot of them would use, and a lot of them said they would use a website or at least a single source to get all that information.
I'll be honest, my knowledge of cosmetics is very low. But at the same time, I do know that bloggers and a lot of influential people run that world. And so did you reach out to any over the weekend to talk, to get behind this project at all?
No, not specifically, but we did talk about a whole other stream of revenue where specifically I would have could become a blogger and or a YouTuber where I would also make videos and a lot of people want videos to be included about product usage and things like that too. So I could also use that.
Very good, thank you.
Somebody is not using, raise your hand. If you guys want to take a seat, come around. I got some nice people who will bring some more chairs if needed, but let me see comfortable. And another reminder that when your team comes out, seriously stand all the way against the wall. We got people live streaming, a lot of people over to the left, so we want to see your beautiful faces. I know the judges are the most important, but we like you too. Ready?
All right, nice big power clap. 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, I'm Anna Swagger, and we are Mo Wine Trails. So, how big do you think the Missouri market for wineries is? 10, 15, 20 wineries? I know you just heard my side, but there are over 125 wineries in Missouri. That's a little ridiculous, right? There are 7 distinct, different, unique wine trails, as well as quite a few others that are less well known, but 7 big ones. So, the issue that we have faced is that current sites that exist out there are clunky, outdated, and old. The information that they have is incomplete, inconsistent, and quite frankly, unimportant. So, anytime users are going to look at wine trails, can pick which wine trail you want to go on. So for this example, because we did our market research there, we're going to go with Herman. In Herman, you can find a little bit of information about Herman, what's the wine trail like, what's the countryside like, as well as lodging that exists there. Because quite frankly, if you're going to drink too much, we definitely don't want you driving home, and we want to give you the opportunity to really quickly find places where you can stay tonight, upcoming events, etc. And then we have this really awesome interactive wine trail. We've set it up that gives you the best flow of the wineries in Herman, and you can flip through. Maybe find one that you like, or maybe find one that's interesting to you, like Oak Glen here, and you said you want to go there, so we give you the opportunity to look at Oak Glen. On Oak Glen's page, you can see a little bit more about them, upcoming events, as well as the upsides and the downsides. What we found is that a lot of the websites that exist right now only show you the upsides or show you partial information. We want to make sure people are getting the information they want. Does it have beer? Does it have food? Does it have wine? What does it cost for me to drink the wine? Those kind of important information tidbits. So what this means is, how are we going to monetize this? What's the next step for our company and our business? Well, yes, we are an informational site. We definitely want to show people that there's more than just that, and we want to provide them with just that. So we're going to have an e-commerce portion of our site because the fun goodies that everybody's interested. You know, the wine yolks, there's wine condoms if you're interested in that. And those are for your bottle, by the way. As well as custom commemorative glasses that maybe give you the wine trail that you're looking for the year that you've gone on that wine trail that you can give to all your girlfriends on your bachelorette party. Along the lines of bachelorette parties, we'd love to offer packages for those. The weekend getaways, the bachelorette parties say, pay us a set fee, we'll provide you transportation from point A to point B, as well as commemorative glasses. You can get free wine tastings that are included in the package. Maybe we include a certain number of bottles in that package as well. Things that people are actually looking for. We found that a good percentage of the users or the people that go to wine country or go to Herman or go to any of these wine trails are actually doing bachelorette parties, which surprises probably very few people. Our other ideas for monetization include expansion to other markets. Well, we want to be the best at Missouri. We want to really get to know our market. This is our home ground. This is where we live. We'd love to eventually, if we prove the market here, move on to California, move on to Washington, places that are known for wine, as well as then move on to some of the other fun things that we like to drink, like beer, and go to the distilleries and do brew pubs. So those are ideas. This is Mo Wine Trails. So we'd like to discover Missouri one glass of time with us. Thank you.
In California, like Sonoma, Napa, a lot of the larger, involved kind of wine markets. What sites did you look at to kind of learn from there?
There's quite a few in California that exist. None that actually have that consistent information. They all have kind of disjointed information about the different ones. It's like each winery went in and said, we're the best at this. And then 7 of them all said, we're the best at this. But nobody said consistent information. Nobody said, we have beer, we have a full menu versus we just have cheese and crackers. And so we looked at that. There's also a current site called American Wine Trails that has American wine trails around the United States. And we went and we looked at Missouri, we went and looked at other places, and oftentimes their links to specific wineries were missing. They just didn't have them, or they were 404 errors. And so that we want to solve that issue. So those were the kind of things that we looked at.
How functional is the website right now?
Fully functional. Our e-commerce section has products on it, but we're still in talks to get those with the companies that we're providing from to get all the details lined out with that. But we are talking that, and we have talked to the local company with the custom glasses.
How many unique views does that website has? Because we're kind of in the peak of wine season right now.
Absolutely. We actually just threw it up today. Well, last night / today. We spent most of our day yesterday doing market research. But ask me again in a week, and I'm sure I'll have a good number for you.
How many wineries did you speak to over the weekend?
Wineries in specific, 5. People in specific, over 50. Closer to 100, but quite frankly, for the end of the night, I'm not entirely sure how many my local count got lost.
Is there a reason why you limited it to 5 and didn't call?
We actually did call all of them, but most of them were busy today with Oktoberfest, which is one of their best money makings, and we don't want to piss them off. So we didn't ask too many questions, but we do plan on following up this week.
Fair. So I love wine, and I'll be honest, I've never heard of a wine trail before. So how are you going to get more users like me?
That's a fantastic question. There's always the typical answer of Facebook target marketing or other targeted ads for people that like wine, that buy wine, that are interested in wine. And that's all fine and dandy, but we plan on attending events where people are more interested
right now, what would you do with it?
A lot of marketing, honestly, but a lot of research. So a lot of video marketing to get those users that don't even know that wine trails exist, because there's a large portion of the audience that don't know that. But also to further build out our unique information. We went to Herman, we put in our own information for what we thought was great about Herman, and we would love the opportunity to do that, not just in Herman, but in Augusta, in Kansas City, St. Louis, and the other wine trails that exist in Missouri.
All right. Give the judges a second. That was our 8th one, so we've got one more. We'll take a quick bio break after this presentation. No pressure on you at all to move quickly and get us to the next juncture. So, judges ready? Team ready? All right. Nice big power clap in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Armin Mertich, and we are Losers Up. Losers Up is a negative reinforcement app that motivates and keeps you accountable to make sure you get your fitness in. By show of hands, how many people here care about fitness? All right, it's a good amount, it's a good amount. So according to Dr. Michael Roizen, 90% of Americans agree fitness is important, but only 15% actually get the fitness.
You're only kidding yourself.
Thank you. So what's the problem? There's a lack of motivation. There is no one there to keep you accountable to make sure that you're getting your daily fitness in. Positive reinforcement apps have failed. No one is holding you accountable. I personally perform better when someone is chewing me out when I do a bad job. Not, hey, you'll do better next time. I want somebody chewing me to shreds to make sure I step up my A game.
No wonder your dad's not proud of you.
That's a little weird, man. So how are we going to bring negative reinforcement to the fitness industry? In essence, the way the app works is you set your weekly calendar schedule. Hey, I want to go work out at 3 o'clock. An hour beforehand, I'm going to get a notification. Hey, your lazy ass better go to the gym. And then your friends will also be able to see that you're supposed to be scheduled to go to the gym in an hour, so they can give you backup like, hey, you better go. 2 hours afterwards, you will get a push notification asking, did you pump or did you work out? Yes, good job. No, you suck. And then your friends will be able to see that you didn't attend the gym either, so you'll get ripped to shreds by them also, making sure that they hold you accountable.
Those skinny jeans will never fit you.
So our target market is people who are serious about fitness and also have some humor. We actually talked to some CrossFit gyms, someone who actually owned and sold a CrossFit gym in Dallas said he'll be totally behind it. Fitness enthusiasts, independently owned gyms, personal trainers, supplement superstores. So now I'm going to pass it off to my colleague Greg, and he's going to run through the demo of our website and our app.
Hello, I'm Greg. So, in Losers Up, we built a website and a mock-up of an app. The website is fully functional. We have losersup.com. We have a registration form where people can fill out their insult. They can submit insults, so we're not going to run out. You want to be like, oh, here's an insult. Already, people have already posted to this social media. We've got a lot of social media followers. We've got people that are going to say they're going to buy the app already. People are like, oh yeah, we'll spend like $1 to $3 on this. This is awesome. We weren't even thinking about doing that. We were mostly going to make it free, but now we've kind of gone into the pay for the app idea. Also on the website, which is right here. Nope. Yep. One more over. So this is the app. When you first log on to the app, it's going to pop up and say like, did you pump or did you work out? And then you're going to click yes. And then here's your name and there's your clip that says yes. Now no one can like insult you. But this guy, friend number 1, he didn't pump today. He said no, he didn't work out. So he's going to get insults. And then you're going to see this like a news feed, like a Facebook news feed of all your friends and like you and your insults. And then if you go to settings, when you first get to the app, you're going to go to settings and you're going to select your gender. Because some of these are going to be automated insults that get sent to you to really motivate you. And you can check, like, do you want a level 1, 2, or 3? And like how bad do you want to get insulted? If you got thin skin, select level 1, and it's going to be something like a level 1. Like, not your best today, try harder tomorrow. Or level 3.
You want some frosting with that muffin top?
Do you have push notifications, just have it pop up, or you can turn those on. So once you select like level 3, then you'll set your actual workout schedule. And like he said, it'll notify you before or after. You have a whole friends tab where you can add people from Facebook or your contact list. You can kind of silence them, mute them, delete them, add them, search for new friends, add a friend, go back to home and go to your home screen, newsfeed, and that's basically the whole app right there. In the beginning, we have a lot of plans for future addings, but that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to pass off the mic to Joel here. He's going to talk about the financials.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Joel here. I'm the data analyst for the team. I'm just going to go ahead and say we had a great survey. We had 65 participants. Wow. Let's break it down really quick. We did would anyone be following capabilities interest you? We had all the above. How often did you use this app? Actually, we had daily users at 55%. It was pretty great. We had great results. Our team's going places. Just really Silicon Valley, pretty good.
Alright, guys, thank you for that.
Oh, no, yeah.
At the beginning you said positive reinforcement apps fail. I mean, Apple's making a very significant investment in health apps that are positive and that, so I'd love for you to give me some background.
What app are you talking about specifically?
What apps?
Yeah, any specific apps?
I mean, specifically,
Just in general.
yeah, just they're normal apps, like if I look at my watch here, I mean.
Is that a Fitbit or an Apple Watch?
Is Apple
Okay,
Watch.
okay. So, what we've actually saw with studies was that Fitbits and Apple type watches that track your steps, people actually end up being pretty depressed if they don't hit their marker. So what we do is we actually put a twist to it, and that's the humorous side. So if you don't hit your steps, you're not actually just disappointed and depressed. You're like, oh crap, this app's making fun of me. And it's like a camaraderie type app. So we're attracting fitness enthusiasts and humorous enthusiasts.
And also, we're going off those statistics that only 15% of the 90% of people who are interested in fitness actually do anything about it.
So yeah, that's like keeping track of your steps or anything, but it's like, do you like constantly go and check your like health app, or it's like, do you want someone there to be like, to keep you accountable, to make sure like you have like your friends there?
Yeah, well, like right now I'm going against my wife and one of my best friends, and like, I mean, we can message each other and we talk back and forth, and so what you're saying is the specific differentiating factor here is you're just adding humor to it.
Our differentiating factor is that we're sending you an alert an hour beforehand, telling you and insulting you to try and get you to go to the gym. Not only are we doing that, we're opening it up so people can talk shit the entire time. You haven't gone to the gym. So the entire day you're going through the day and you're like, have I worked out yet? Have I worked out yet? Have I worked out yet? And if you say yes, you're going to get shit the entire time.
Does that answer your question?
Right. Of the 65 people you talked to, what are they willing to pay for this?
Anywhere between 99 cents and $1.99.
One-time charge, subscription?
We figured actually the beta version would be free to just attract you to the site. And really what we found was that CrossFit, the community is actually up for it.
So one question here on the grading room is, do customers actually want this? How do I answer this?
We did, in our survey we sent out, we also asked, how often would you use this app? And over 50% said they would use it daily, which is you think like it's just a fitness app, it's another goofy one. And what we realized was though, when you go so far to one side, people like it.
Last response?
So it's like, yes, it's like you have that Apple Watch and it keeps track of like your fitness and everything. But there's not like a constant reminder that's reminding you like, hey, make sure you get your daily fitness in the 60-minute fitness that all of us need every single day. It's like, yeah, you're competing against your wife and like your friends, but it's like they're not keeping like, let's say it's like they're not like keeping you accountable.
Get off my stage.
Take a 5-minute break. Everyone, 6-minute break. We have everybody back here at 6:25. Go to the bathroom, get a drink, get a snack, stretch your legs.
I just leave it on the audience view or turn it to like the black screen?
Wait, what?
Just turn it to this one or leave it on here? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's
I didn't know if it mattered. I just figured I'd ask. Good job with the live feed. Thanks. How's social media going, Brittany? Fun. Are you making fun jokes and stuff?
Mostly just, doing the kind of things that I do. I said that the fitness app was like the Gordon Ramsay of fitness apps.
I love it. That's actually what they should advertise it. Get Gordon Ramsay's voice to do this voice animations.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay for voices.
Yes, that's like a fitness. I'm gonna go. So, you wanna like watch live stream? I will. So I'm like a stupid. Like when I go to Mexican restaurants, I get burgers. So I go to bars. When I go to bars, I always get amaretto sours.
When he was ordering today.
Amaretto, that's like yeah. She does it's like I've been told it's like almond tasting.
3-minute warning. 3 minutes.
I just really enjoy it because it's like very such a Coke, like a pepper and Coke, which just makes the soda sweeter, so you don't like actually taste alcohol. It doesn't taste like worse. Yeah. That's why I like it. I'm like, oh, this is great. But amaretto sour is like a nice tart sour. Yeah, I don't know if I'll finish that.
30 seconds. So who has the click code? All right, 5 seconds, guys. Take your seats. Let's give these guys the same courtesy everybody else has had. All right.
Nice big power clap for Hunt Club. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on, guys. That was 4. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Cooper. This weekend we did Hunt Club. So we're the best way to discover your next hunting adventure. So we're the Airbnb for hunting industry. We're connecting hunters to landowners and landowners to hunters. So right now the problem. So to hunt, you need private property, or you need access to that private property, which can be hard to come across. You go to public land, which can be difficult because you never know who's going to be there. It might be yourself, or there might be 20 other people that show up the same day to hunt the same area. Or you get into a long-term lease, which would be thousands of dollars, and you're locked in to that property for the full year, and it's expensive for the everyday hunter. So our solution is a platform for landowners to rent out their land to hunters. It saves money for the hunters; they don't have to get locked into that long-term lease. It also makes money for the host, or for the host. So the landowner, they can make extra income on their land. It's a better experience for the hunter because he can have a diverse opportunity hunt, so he's not locked into just one type of region. The value proposition, so for the hunter, he gets access to land that he's never had before, so he can hunt on private property through us. It's safe and secure. When you sign up, you know what you're getting of the land. It's cheaper for the hunter because they're doing it by the day, not the year, so the price is low. For the landowner, it's an income stream for them on property that they're not making money on right now. And we have insurance to cover the landowner just in case something does happen, because it can be a dangerous tool. Right now, our revenue models, we take 20% off each transfer, each booking through our site. So pretty simple. Our competitive advantage for the first micro-leasing hunting platform out there. We rate and verify everyone, so if you have a bad experience with a hunter or with someone on your land, you rate them, you won't let them come back onto, or you can see that, and then if they're trying to lease your land, you won't let them on the land. And we ensure the micro leases. So this weekend we made a little video, or we made our functioning website. So right now that's what it is. You see the properties that are listed. You can click book it. So this one's $100 a day. You select the days you want to go, how many, put in your information. And you book it. It's that easy. We get an email. Then the person that booked this email, we facilitate that. This weekend we booked quite a bit, and almost $3,000 worth of bookings. We secured 3,300 acres of land in 5 states. And we have an email list right now of 200 hunters that want us to contact them when we launch their areas. That's it.
3 minutes starts now.
That 2,750, that's a good number over the weekend. Can you kind of break that down and explain just so I know that's not just a number thrown out?
Yeah, no, so we had 6 bookings. So we connected 6 landowners, 6 hunters through our website. So we've actually taken payment for one of them. It's a spring turkey hunt. It was $100. So then the other ones were future bookings. We got them today, so because that's when our website launched, we had this email list, and we're getting people in.
And so how are you gonna get it? Like, let's say I give you, let's say $20,000. What are you gonna do to reach a lot of these hunters, farmers, people that own land?
Yeah, right now we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. So to find the hunters was actually pretty easy. We just went into Facebook hunting groups, posted what we were doing. They they were going to our website pretty much right away. We did one that had a pretty big group, about 30,000 people, and right away, as soon as we posted it, that kind of Facebook post in that group went pretty high. And we were getting, at one time, I think we had close to like 20, 30 people on our website within minutes of making that post. And that's when we received actually one of the bookings. Keep trying to grow the land too. So people are coming in.
Is there a way you could show me the lay of the land with Google Earth or something like that if I'm looking for hunting land in Missouri?
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as we get addresses, you can basically geocode everything automatically, and then you can use GIS services which plot everything related to the web service.
So you guys are building a marketplace. You got a lot of traction this weekend already. What have you learned? Which side's gonna be harder to get at scale?
You know, at first I thought it'd be land, but you know, we see your properties in 5 different states. And so I think it's growing at the same time, keeping that demand level. So, yeah.
One of the questions here is how likely is it that your team will continue after Sharp Week? And I know a couple involved in other businesses. Like, can I give a summary on how you could make us believe that this is actually going to move past Startup Weekend?
Yeah, no, definitely. So Keegan and I, he's not here to lead, but I think we want to do this pretty much moving forward. We are kind of looking for some technical co-founders. We have good background. Jimmy is with other businesses, but we do want to continue this going. Because the feedback we got this weekend, I think we're really trying to keep this.
How will you drive traffic to the website?
Yeah, so I think kind of what we were just doing, we were running this week we just did a lot of Facebook stuff, and we were driving quite a bit of traffic through that. Yeah, so we were just really hitting that. We were getting on Craigslist also, and kind of so people are on Craigslist asking for land. So we actually converted some sales that way too. So we were going to them saying, hey, we have land available on our website. So continue doing what we've been doing this weekend.
We're going to give people a couple seconds to come in and take a seat. There's a lot of empty seats if you guys want to sit down. You guys ready?
Judges ready? Team, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
All right, power clap, guys, in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Tabrodi, and a while back we realized that there were a lack of online resources that provided clear and concise content for mobile app developers. There are competitors out there such as Lynda, Udemy, and Pluralsight. However, they lack advanced content specifically targeted for mobile app development. Today, that is no more. Introducing Brainstorm Academy, an online program that teaches mobile app developers. Ooh, well there's our demo. Mobile app developers. It targets mobile app developers of all levels, even up to expert level. You know, 52 hours ago, this was just a dream. Now, let's show you what we have. Pretty awesome video, huh? All right, well, when talking to other mobile app developers in the community, they agreed that there are no online programs that are specifically taught for mobile app development. After validating these concerns with the mobile app developer community, we determined that we can offer the following value to our users: a brand that developers can trust, a resource that will take them to the expert level, and a resource that will be constantly updated to meet best practices.
All right, so we've showed you what we're offering, but how are we going to offer it? So first thing is customer. Who is the customer? Well, obviously it's developers, specifically mobile app developers, both already existing and those interested in learning. Now, we believe the customer archetype is anybody, any gender, 20 to 35 age group with a income between 50 to 125 grand a year, which was approximately 200,000 people according to our Facebook research. So we can see that it's a very niche customer group and it's going to be segmented. So we believe that the best way to penetrate through that market will be primarily through a referral system. But you're not going to access everybody through the referral system, and how do you get the first people there to refer? Through that, we're going to have a very concentrated marketing program that will include going to relevant conferences and conventions, collaborating with bloggers in the industry, just general targeted advertisements, as well as proper search engine optimization. Now, how are we making money? We need to make money to be a business. So essentially what we're doing, we're offering all the lessons and modules completely free, and that's to get people there. That's to get people interested in what we're offering. The premium service, the ones that they'll pay for, is where they are provided a lot more than just the lessons and modules. That will include things, including but not limited to things like we're going to have one-on-one support from experts so they can ask their questions. We're going to have a forum. We're going to have the ability for them to upload their resumes so that recruiters have a place, a one-stop shop where they can go for mobile application developers whenever they're in need. Now, the biggest key resource that we need for this to be successful is the experts themselves. Without the experts, there's no one to teach, no one to make the modules. It's just not going to work. And so we've developed our launch strategy to kind of rectify that problem. So essentially, what we have done is we have communicated with a few experts in the field, and we've gotten some feedback from them saying, yeah, we would be definitely interested in teaching some courses. So we're going to start off with a select few experts and a select few more intermediate mobile application developers, and we're just going to get them to make a module. We're going to help them make the module. We're going to go through the lessons, and then we're going to get the feedback from those users. And essentially, it's just going to be in steps over the first few months where we're constantly adding at least one module or lesson a week is the plan. Then we're going to go through that. We're going to pivot, change as we need, repeat the process. So we believe we've reached that level to where we can finally expose it to the public.
And finally, we fully believe in this vision, in this project. We wanted to thank everyone in the Startup Weekend for making this dream a reality. Thank you so much. Now for questions. And lastly, I want to say this team was so diverse and amazing. It was a great honor working with every single one of them. It was just a fantastic journey.
All right, 3 minutes starts now.
Who's going to curate the lessons to make sure the lessons don't overlap, that you've got several developers building lessons to make sure they actually flow into a sequence?
That's a great question. We're going to have an approval process. So when people upload the content in the portal, there will be someone approving and looking at the content to make sure there's nothing like it already there. And then we approve it, and if it's based off our guidelines, then it will go on. If not, we message the module person and say, hey, you need to change this, resubmit, and we'll approve it from there.
Do you have any people on a pre-order list? Maybe, I don't know if I missed this, but how many people do you currently have signed up, or is there a list that are waiting for it to be implemented?
Yeah, so really we don't have, it'd be silly to subscribe people. We don't even have a single module or lesson out there, so it was hard to kind of pre-get customers, so to speak, but we have, we think the biggest and most important thing is to find experts willing to make the modules. And so we have been in contact specifically with one person who said they'd be interested, and we have others that have expressed some interest, not close to like an assurance or anything.
So I have a friend in San Francisco. He works for a guidebook. It's a company with 270 employees, and he's a mobile app developer himself. He said, I do a lot of things, but I would definitely love something like this for my employees, and who are at that level and we want to advance them. I would like to see something like that. And then there's another company called MobileED that's also in California, and they said that
And just a quick addition to all of that, since most of the content itself is free, we didn't need like somebody to pre-subscribe to anything. So all the research we did this weekend with consumer validation and whatnot was basically contacting intermediate, beginner, expert mobile developers and asking them what they wanted. And it was a streamlined website for only mobile app developing and how to grow that and build a brand that people can trust so they don't have to search all over the internet and a bunch of different sites for how to do something specific.
So was there any numbers behind that interest in trying to just gauge on like what was the demand here over there?
We did some social media and we reached at least 500 people through our channels, Facebook, Twitter, and WordPress and all the analytics, Google Plus. So we put it out there in a Google Android group, which had 200,000 different people. And I think we got, through our social media, we had 50% engagement in the sense that we reached to 300 people, we have at least 30 to 40% likes.
That's a quick question.
Why did you guys decide to develop this as a marketplace instead of just hiring a technical founder to make your courses for you?
Because the vision is to make it to where people stop Googling and start learning. And instead of being a marketplace, we just wanted a place for people to come in. Thank you very much.
Judges ready? Team, are you ready? All right, nice big power clap. 3, 2, 1.
My name is John Perlich, and using frequent flyer miles, I have circled the globe 4.5 times this year, collecting nearly 1 million miles in the process. Oftentimes, millennials are forced to give up their travel dreams because they don't think they can afford airline tickets, and rightfully so. They're incredibly expensive. So, Flight was created by seasoned travelers to bring an algorithmic consultancy platform to the mainstream and help bring travel hacking to everyday users. This is the amount of people who are living in a 50-mile radius of Kansas City, St. Louis, or Columbia airports who are interested in travel and who are aged 18 to 34. These are the people who we are targeting because they are oftentimes young professionals without the highest income and who really want to go out and explore all the travel and make their travel dreams come true. A lot of times people say this is never possible, but using big data, it very well is. Right? This is your dashboard, or this is your flight deck, so it's pretty much your online portal. So whenever you log into Flight, you can come here. Why don't you click to start an upcoming adventure? Let's say you've always wanted to go to Italy, right? So we know that from APIs that you fly out of Kansas City. So we're going to give you a map of all the places you can fly using your frequent flyer miles because we have access to that information. So you'll notice that anywhere in the United States is green, which means you can fly there with your miles. But Italy is colored orange. So what this means is that if you take advantage of this specific credit card offer that our system has produced for you, then you can use that to top up your miles, and then now all of a sudden you have that trip to Italy, and this is what you are not paying for it. So this brings me to the pricing model. We are a subscription-based service. We will charge $99 a year. And with that, we'll have a trip tease, which means that your first travel experience will be free. You will not be paying us for our services until you complete your actual first trip. This is great to help garner trust and to really get our platform out there. In terms of launching our business, this weekend we created a prototype, so we can launch a beta version of that in 24 hours. It has a capacity of 20 users, which pretty much means that we, the team of Flight, would be handling those requests individually while we build a developmental team and really get kind of an algorithmic platform going. We are actually currently at capacity. We have a wait list. So as soon as we would launch, we would actually be launched at capacity. Offering the algorithmic platform would scale us up to be able to take about 1,000 users. And then beyond there, we can do that in 3 months. Beyond there, we would hopefully want to push it and scale it further so we can reach millennials all across the United States with the ultimate capacity of 1 million or hopefully more. Great. While I was talking, this is the amount of money that Americans spent on leisure airfares. All right? I do not want this number to any longer be the inhibiting factor when it comes to millennials and other traveling professionals to achieve their leisure travel dreams. Thank you, and we'll take questions.
And then at $99 per subscriber, what's the break-even point? How many customers?
So, out of the people that would be perfect fits for this program, they said that around $99 would be the price, so that's what we priced it at.
Who are the perfect fits again, and how big is that market?
Yeah, so we're looking for millennials, age 18 to 34, who have an inherent lack of knowledge, that like to travel but can't because the tickets are too expensive. Students don't have a lot of money.
Gotcha. And how are you guys going to adjust? Because I know with frequent flyer miles and also things are changing with rewards programs all the time. How are you guys going to adapt to that?
Well, we are the travel experts, and so we're really the kind of people who will constantly develop the program and constantly stay on top of things. And that is actually one of our biggest strong suits. Because you might ask, well, if somebody gets a free trip out of it, why would they ever sign up to pay for it? Because the programs are constantly changing, because there's always new things and evaluations and different rule changes, that is the value of the service, and that makes the service valuable for keeping long-time customers.
What's something you guys learned this weekend that you weren't expecting at the beginning of the weekend?
So John brought up when we first started this project that there's a lot of people that have gotten into travel hacking. So we expected a lot more students to be into that already. But what we found when we went out is that there's a general lack of knowledge. People have frequent flyer miles or have heard about ways to get frequent flyer miles, but to them it's just a number. They don't actually know a lot about it, how they can use them. So that's our goal in creating this product and service, to help them get to that point where they're actually being used.
I know travel hacking's gotten a common term, but also people are writing about what they're doing to hack because they love bragging about it as well. How are you guys, because I know that in particular 2 airlines are completely cracking down on it, and they're basically destroying those streams, so how are you going to adapt to that?
Well, you'll find that our relationships or the products that we're pushing are really more bank related, they're more credit card related, and the banks actually love this. At the title of every one of those travel hacking blogs, there's an article for, or there's an advertisement for here, get your frequent flyer mile credit card. Because banks are they're actually profiting a lot out of this operation, and so they really, really want it to happen. And so banks have such a strong relationship with airlines now that they actually want this to happen. No, but actually, of all of Americans who have credit cards, half of them are carrying a balance month to month, and of those half of Americans who hold credit cards, the average balance is over $15,000. So credit cards, for everybody who does it right, there are people that will do it wrong, and so those are the people that the credit cards are profiting from.
All right, thank you guys. Team, are you ready? Judges, you ready? Power clap in 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Alex, and our team came together this weekend to solve a problem we've all experienced. Mobile websites have bad forms. It's just simple. They're really small, they're hard to use, they won't click from field to field, fat fingered them. It's just an obnoxious process. People get frustrated. They usually often read the forms. So, searching mobile is not really going away. Mobile searches have already surpassed desktop. We're already in 2015. There's more mobile users. It's not really something that's an issue anymore. But why don't companies have better mobile forms? Well, it's just become time-consuming for them to change. It's becoming expensive, and they don't totally know the competitive advantage that these mobile forms can get better. Introducing Formosity, forms that convert, built by people that understand conversion. So, we got modern forms for the modern web, and I would like a better form. Let's say I work for a large organization like an AIG. So this is AIG Direct's form. helps protect for life insurance. The get your free quote button is literally in the weeds. And we can click on that and see the kind of mobile experience it has here. So there's different coverage amounts, you gotta select through them. There's all kinds of fields you gotta fill out. So if we go back to Formosity, get our website in there, we can select a different style, maybe we want a wizard form in this instance. And it brings in the Forms ID selector. So Formosity actually just went through, found the form on the page. We're loading this little key guide, you can watch it kind of bounce. And we actually are scraping their form. So this is already AIG form, it's working. It brings it in. Here's the full AIG experience with an improved Formosity form. So it's a big button, you can easily select it. You can select all your different fields. And this is a big point here. So here's a radio button versus an old AIG button. These radio buttons we know for a fact convert far better. It's easier for the user to use. And moving forward, birthday, it has, again, easy inputs for users to regularly go through the process. Buttons, but if you're AIG, the button don't totally match the colors. Maybe you want to arrange your questions a little differently. We can easily customize the process. So there's building, design, settings, everything your normal form builder would have, but with those conversion inputs in the process. So it's regularly going to ask you questions, let you know how to improve the conversion of the page, make suggestions, and you can get started quickly, maybe make a few additional updates, but then you can start your 30-day free trial, sign up, see how this could potentially help your business. So our team is perfectly uniquely made to work on this project. We've got search marketers, designers, developers. We've got over 100 years of digital marketing experience. I think Dave has made over 1,000 sites. We've generated over 1 million leads. This team knows conversion and knows how to really bring this product to other marketers and get it out there quickly. Those AIG visitors cost about $30 for AIG to acquire. Each of those visitors has a huge value for a company like AIG, and there's tons of businesses that use forms and really need a mobile form that converts and also forms throughout the process. For Formosity, we've got forms that convert.
So how many potential customers did you talk to this weekend?
So this weekend, I guess we first like to point out that we are the perfect potential customers. We all work in high-end lead generation. We've all done consulting, built tons of sites. This just really doesn't exist in like the high end of the market. The form builders, it's just not there. There's nothing focused on conversion like this. We also talked to the owner of a search engine marketing firm as well as a designer. They both built sites all day. They both told us how easy it would be, how easy our product would make their lives, basically.
So how are you going to reach more people like you? You said you guys are perfect, clients. What are you going to do these next, let's say, 3-4 weeks to start reaching out to that customer base?
Yeah, I think basically what we built this weekend is like the perfect direct sales tool. You can basically just reach out to any CMO, any marketer, and say, hey, in basically one click, you can see how pretty your forms can look. So we're thinking direct sales. We also have a team of search marketers. There's no shortage of forms on the internet. It's a huge market.
So I noticed in your demo you guys added AIG, which is a huge company. Are you planning on like selling top down into them, or trying to get individuals inside the company to discover your software and use it? How's that going to work? How much money you guys can make?
Yeah, so that's a good question about pricing. There's other form builders out there. Typically they price from free to $300 a month. We're not trying to compete with them. Like we're trying to go ultra premium on this, and basically, provide our conversion expertise is really our competitive advantage on this, I would say.
Thank you guys.
On out, team. Judges. are you ready?
We are ready.
All right, power clap in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Ferris Blake, this is Elijah Sharp, and we're going to revolutionize the way problems are solved through the use of social media. Now, the current issue with the ways that problems are solved today is that everyone has their own solutions and their own problem, but there lacks a platform for them to share these online. Also, there is insufficient market validation, and that can be a big issue because products will be created that people don't even want. And the startup costs can be generally very, very high. And with 90% of people not being able to raise more than $10,000, that means that it can be very difficult to make a product that is up to the standards of the market. So what we did is we started by making a pilot page on Facebook, and we opened up a forum to people, and we said, let's hear your problems, let's hear your solutions, and let's make solutions happen. And the results were pretty astounding. We also made a front end of what our website could look like, and there are 3 sections to it: the top, new, and rising posts. And what these are is the top posts are the most prevalent issues that people have. The new posts are the ones that people are posting now and currently, and the rising posts are the ones that people are saying and liking a lot. And this allows people to look at it and say which problems are relevant to me, as well as post other problems that are not there yet. So we used Facebook analytics, and we figured out that our target market is 180 million people. And from that, those are people who are between the ages of 18 to 50 and across multiple countries. And these are only people who are interested in startup and shown interest in business related social media. So from this, we decided that within the first year, we want to occupy only 1% of this market. And by occupying just this amount, we'll be able to generate over $542,000 in advertisements, as well as $536,000 in funding through journeys, which are similar to Kickstarter campaigns that we would be taking 5% from the funding that's generated. And that'll bring us to a total of $978,000 within the first year.
So, you may be asking yourself how we're going to compete against companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Kickstarter. Well, that's our indirect competition. No one currently does what Utopia does. We pay the user. If you come up with a problem that ends up getting a solution, we give you credits or points. Those points can be redeemed on our sponsors' websites. Innovators and entrepreneurs. Market validation is no longer needed. Now these entrepreneurs and innovators get to come directly to our site and see what people need and how bad they need it. Profit companies, for example, if Apple released their iPhone 7 and people were posting problems with the phone, now Apple is able to be proactive, see what the problems are, go to the drawing board and fix that problem. Nonprofit organizations, for example, Hurricane Matthew just hit Haiti. If a nonprofit organization wants to fix that problem or aid Haiti, they could post their nonprofit on the page, and people could back that with crowdsource to give the materials to Haiti that are needed. Last is advertisements. When people post their problems, we get to see them. If we know one of our advertisers has a solution to that problem, we can partner the advertisement with the problem, ultimately bringing our sponsors customers. This is our Facebook feedback that we have. So page likes we equate to subscriptions or memberships. In just 24 hours, we had 79 likes on our page. Page interactions are people who posted, shared, liked, commented through our page. In just 24 hours, we had 257 people interact with our page. Overall traffic in 24 hours was 905 people. We are Utopia, and we make life easy. Thank you.
So I'm gonna kind of pick on that million revenue number because that's very, very rare in the first year to get that. And so you basically said you're going to go out and sell $550,000 worth of advertising. How are you gonna do that?
Yeah, so we were looking at how much advertising is generated, and we took the low end. So they said anywhere between, like, on a click is $10 to 10 cents. And so we took the low end of that, as well as saying, so from that 1%, we looked at the numbers we had, which was 79. So we looked at how many people we had subscribed and how many people just totally viewed. And so we took that 1% and we took the same ratio for the subscriptions, and we said those people who are subscribing will check once every day, and the other people will just check once in an entire year. And so that's how we got the advertisement.
You talked to any potential advertisers already, and any names of people interested?
We haven't talked to advertisers yet. We just did research on how much is generally the cost, like through AdSense, for example.
So you all seem to have an interesting plan. Can you tell me about what action you guys took this weekend towards that plan?
So we did interact with the public. We had around 40 face-to-face interviews, if you will. We didn't do like yes or no questions. We had conversations with these people. Then we had around 10 online interactions. So through our online interactions, so we had about 50 people, and that spread like wildfire just through the social media page, through Facebook, with people reposting and things like that, where they figured out they could post their problems, share and things like that. Did that answer the question?
How functional is the platform you've got now?
So currently, it's just the layout. So that's a part of our next action plan, is that we're going to work on making the website actually functional. So right now, we just have the live page, which is going to generate liking and following, so that we can have that base when we actually launch the website. Also, we wanted to thank all the mentors and everything for helping us. So that was a great help.
Are you ready?
Yes,
Judges, are you ready? Judges ready. Power clap. 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, I am Greg Grimes with EZ4070. The quick show of hands, how many of you have worked in a bar or restaurant and been paid tips? Raise them up high. Keep them up, keep them up. How many of you paid out tips to either the house or other employees while you were in that line of work? Chances are all of you with your hands still up overpaid on that tipped income if you weren't. Tipped employees are allocated and taxed on income that they never receive. There is a process by which they can address this, but it's so tedious and cumbersome that hardly anyone attempts it. What EZ4070 does is simplifies and automates the reporting and submission process and improves the accuracy of reporting daily tip logs. Last night, after we got done with our community outreach, we decided to get in touch with one of the tip workers that we had spoken with on our travels. We asked him if he'd be willing to share with us his tip breakout from this past Saturday night. He did, and we ran the numbers through EZ4070 in the very same way that he would at the end of his shift, and sent him back the results. As you can see, his cost savings had he had EZ4070 would be significant considering his tip income for that night. We visited over 29 establishments, bars and restaurants throughout the Colombia area, and we spoke with owners, managers, bartenders, servers, bussers, even a valet. Unanimously, none of them could be certain about the accuracy of their reported tip income. And even more unanimously were the results that very few to none had ever tried to report their tips themselves. What we're trying to do with EZ40 is provide them a structure to do this. How it works is they simply enter in their cash tips receipt, credit or debit card tips receipt, tips paid out, and the names of the employees that they paid out that night. This will generate a daily tip log, the IRS form 4070A, and then aggregate that at the end of the month to the IRS form 4070 that can then be submitted to their payroll so they can account for the discrepancies in reported tip income. When we talked to all these tip workers about the idea of EZ4070, the response was unanimous in their appreciation for the value. Because of that, we've decided to offer two monetization structures. One, a top-down model that allows business owners to purchase Easy4070 and use it for themselves and provide it to all of their tipped workers. We also have a bottom-up model that will allow tipped workers who are in establishments that haven't currently adopted Easy4070 to reap its benefits by having those tip reports generated for them to be submitted to payroll. We also are going to provide a third service that will allow restaurants with tipped employees who are currently using Easy4070 to more quickly and easily process the reports that are generated by the app. The problem is that tipped workers are allocated and taxed on income that they don't receive. There is a process out there for them to address this, but it's cumbersome and tedious and prohibitive. What Easy4070 does is simplifies and automates this reporting and submission process, improves the accuracy of daily tip logs, and prevents tipped workers from being overtaxed. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce the rest of my team, Sam Steelman, future lawyer, David Beach, CPA, and Miles Fig, MBA and future attorney as well.
So what is the pricing structure?
So we've gone and talked to a lot of individuals, and essentially with the top-down model, you would do a simple structure based on the number of employees that an employer has, and you give them a subscription based on the number of users that they have. And we've gone through different models, and there are a lot of examples that we can pull from already. We've talked to a lot of individuals who are in this industry, and we had people willing to say that they would personally pay per month up to half of what their benefit was, but the cost of us is so incredibly low that we would be able to provide this for an incredibly nominal amount, and different discussions took place, but we had people say exactly they would pay $60 a month, or $50 a month, or $20. And so there were a lot of individuals who gave us precise numbers, but we know that we can go way below that and still be incredibly profitable with what we're providing.
You didn't tell them your cost was nominal, did you?
We did not tell them what this would cost us to run the application.
So basically, just like out of that 81, you had what, about 30, or 34 taken out as being taxed on it. That's what you're.
Because they were credit card tips, that $81 was assigned to that server. In most restaurants, they are paid out cash at the end of the night for their tips. From that cash that they're being taxed on, they have to pay out other employees. So when you take their tax amount, subtract what they've tipped out, and then remove the taxes from what they actually walk with, the loss is substantial on a nightly basis.
So that 974, what tax rate were you putting that in?
So that's a 15% marginal tax bracket plus a 6% state plus 7-ish% bracket tax.
I'm sorry, that wasn't very clear.
You mentioned your slide did two different business models, a top down and a bottom up. And I'm curious, which one's actually better for you and the restaurants? Which one would you prefer they would use if you could pick?
I think we definitely prefer the bottom up for two reasons. One, right now we'd be able to charge the pricing model. I think works out a little bit better. We got a lot more flexibility. We're not exactly sure how that works on the employer side. And when you get employees doing it, it actually creates the demand for the employer side. So, it's kind of a pinch. I think that's the best model.
Last question?
You can also run both models at the same time, which we plan to do. Let's follow up to that question. So if you have a final question, we can answer it. Thank you so much.
All right, we've got two more teams together, then it's deliberation time. We're almost there. Team, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Judges ready? All right, power clap. 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, very nice to see you. The problem is, if anyone here has had a baby in the NICU, it's horrible. And the real way parents can get information about their kids is to call into the hospital and ask them how they're doing. There are kind of other solutions, but they all suck too. So these parents are calling in, that creates a large number of calls for the nurses because they have to feel low, which means they get interrupted and more chances to fumble. And it also takes away time from them actually caring for the kids. And it's stressful for the parents because the parents, they trust the staff, they trust the hospital, but they just want someone to tell them, yeah, my baby's okay. which overall leads to lower patient satisfaction, which means lower revenue for the hospital. So our solution to this is to give an easy way for nurses to send pictures to parents to reassure them that their children are okay. Really simple, a picture and a caption. The protocol in hospitals is scan, do, scan, everything is barcoded. So you scan the barcode, you do your thing, scan again. We will follow the same method. Scan the barcode, you take a picture of the baby, create a caption, scan again, send it. And they do every day. We talk to people about this, and we talk to NICU nurses, obviously. And they love the idea. They think it'll be helpful, they think it'll relieve stress from the parents, they'll free them up, and the interruptions was a big deal, apparently. We talk to parents, and of course they're excited. They would love to get pictures of their baby. I don't think any parent would say no to that kind of idea. Nursing students, who are an important segment because these are really the future of nursing. These are people that are going to be in the field in the next 5 years. And they would rather do that and use the app and be comfortable with it than having to talk on the phone. And the hospital administration. The hospital administration sees the value of this. When we talk to them, it's obvious to them that yes, this will reduce errors, and this will free up their staff's time, and that this will improve customer satisfaction. We actually have a CEO from a hospital in Florida that's asked us to get in touch with them after this weekend, so we're looking forward to that. And why will this work? Because in 2013, $1 billion of healthcare revenue was based solely on customer satisfaction. That's a lot of money, that's a big market, and it's only growing. So, we're a team, nice to see you. This is our team, and we're here for any questions you might have.
So what extra hardware or software do the nurses need to carry around to actually take those pictures and post them appropriately?
Right now, I have an iPad app, and that was it. That's all they need in most hospitals now.
But every nurse has to carry an iPad?
No, they can all use the same iPad.
You had a 1 billion number on the last slide for customer satisfaction. Can you break that down for me? What exactly what does that mean?
Yeah, so since the Healthcare Act passed a little bit ago, a couple years ago, every physician now, and coming to 2017, but prior to 2017, physicians, hospitals, large groups like that who take Medicare, they get a 1% reduction taken from them. And basically that all goes in like a huge pool. And then at the end of whatever their year is or session, they have this lump sum of money. And then within that money, what they calculated, which was taken from Wall Street Journal, was about $1 billion that they then take and each hospital, if they get really good procedures and high customer satisfaction, then they get a cut back from that because they redistribute that money back to the hospitals. So if you do bad, then you lose money. But if you do good, then you're gonna get a cut of that. So
I have some friends that sell into hospitals right now. They said that it's extremely hard to get in. There's a huge barrier to actually get doctors and administrators to buy the software. How are you planning on getting there? It sounds like you have some initial interest, but what's the plan to actually expand and get past those stress barriers?
yeah, so my sister is actually a NICU nurse. So she was able to speak with her CEO, and he's super interested. We tried to get a non-binding agreement this weekend, but short notice, it was kind of hard. It was the weekend, obviously. He's a CEO. So, but this week we're going to talk to him, and he is interested in seeing it more and actually like getting a thing together and doing a trial there. And so she contacted Children's Mercy, their NICU manager is interested in it as well. So we're going to speak with her more. And after that, I mean, it's going to be how it goes. We grab a bunch of analytical data from it, hopefully see the customer satisfaction go up, and then we're able to publish it and do good things with it, and then everyone else will be able to see it. And since this is a competition between hospitals really with satisfaction rates, people want anything that can boost satisfaction for that so they can get that cut from Medicare and things like taken out at the beginning.
How far away you guys from having a product you can actually have hospitals use?
The product itself, from a technical perspective, isn't very hard. The hardest thing is HIPAA compliance.
Alright. Second to last one was just them. Now apparently custom t-shirts are a thing in Colombia. Especially if they're pink. So, alright. Team, you ready? Judges ready? Nice big final power clap for this group. In 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so we are Plus. We're an event-based dating app. I have a ton of dating apps on my phone. We'll call it market research. But the problem is they don't really lead to dates. So we are flipping the script and we are putting the event before the match with the person.
Yeah, and so what we noticed is as we did some research, there were some broken things in common, some commonalities between all the current dating apps. And so what we noticed is that it's usually awkward to initiate conversation on the front end, or sometimes it's inappropriate, or it's difficult to establish commonalities or shared interests on the front end with a person that you don't know, or that you receive so many matches, and it's difficult for people to really rarely, if ever, get connected face to face. So one of the other things we did, if you want to go on to the next slide, is we dug a little deeper into Tinder, which is America's #1 dating app. And we found that out of all the conversations that were started, 50% of those were one-sided. And we also noticed beyond that, 19% of that 50 result in phone numbers being exchanged. But if you look at that 19%, it seems pretty great considering the millions of users. People rarely, if ever, actually meet in person.
So if you just Google, or not Google, but search on Twitter extra ticket, you will see messages just like this for people at various events looking for someone to take their extra ticket and go to it with them. So what we do is connect those two people. So that way, the event is already in place. Your first date is already in place. Not only that, is this going to break the ice for you? Your first message is not just going to be hey, and then eventually another hey back. You're going to talk about that event. So our target market is millennials, which is the biggest user of dating apps. And in terms of validation, we killed it with that. Everyone we talked to understood the idea. The only people that said they wouldn't use it were married, and we're not actually that. So we're good. So we were challenged to get 50 people. We had over 100 users submit their emails to our landing page, so that way they would be informed when our app was released. Not only that, we were surprised that we got people from across the country, as well as 2 other countries, reached out saying that they thought the app was great and they were excited to see something like that. So in terms of revenue, 2 main streams: premium users, which is what most dating apps use, as well as premium listings. And went and talked with Blue Note last night because obviously concerts would be a big event, and they said that they would pay us to have events featured on our website or on our app. So not only are people going to be posting stuff, but we're going to show upcoming events in the area. That way, the app is always filled with content. So they actually signed something that saying that they would pay us for advertising.
Let's explore your new favorite app. This is the splash screen you'll see whenever you enter the app. This is your homepage. These are a list of events. They're color-coded, so sporting events are yellow, blue events are concerts, and green events are just general events that don't fit into either of those 2. Okay, if you go back a little bit. Those are the details, and these are the people who have free tickets to that event, and they're willing to give them away, because they don't have anyone else to go with. If we hit the hamburger menu, we'll see that Eric needs a date, and we'll see there's events, concerts, sports, activities, so you can go to the specific one, depending on what you're interested in going to. If you need a +1, you can make a post saying, hey, I have an extra ticket. If you want a +1, you can exclude it to only events where people are offering free tickets. Okay, let's go back to the homepage. Now, if you want to make an event, you can click that button, and it'll bring you to this screen where you will enter the event. So if you say, I'm going to a football game, it'll auto-generate all the nearby football games, and you can select from that list. If it's not on that list, you can just create it yourself. So you just say, it's a sporting event, it'll be at a football stadium, and it'll be on a certain date at a certain time, and then it can just have other details you can give them. Now, once you create an event, people will say, ooh, I'm interested in that event. and they will appear here at the bottom. This person with the heart on it is the person who the app assumes that you're going to want to go with. Now, okay, so basically the pool will increase until you say, okay, I think one of these matches I'll like to go with. So as soon as you start chatting with someone, let's say, let's chat with Vanessa, you can't chat with anyone else. You can only chat with Vanessa. And if you decide, I don't really like Vanessa, you don't have to go with her, but you cannot go back to Vanessa. So you can only have one person at a time when you're going on a date. So because you already know what date you're going on, you just go and say, hey, meet me here. She says, sounds good. I'll bring Bloody Marys to the tailgate.
When I walked by you guys earlier, I was worried because you're all on Tinder, and I just walked by. I was kind of worried about the startup vision this year. But that makes a lot of sense. I guess for me, like there's so many dating apps out there, and a buddy who runs one said that he said I've learned as I've started more of these that you have to describe in like less than 3 sentences. That's something that truly differentiates the dating app. Can one of you in 3 sentences or less really differentiate what you're doing here?
Find events, find people. So, building the event before the people.
What's the user acquisition model to make sure you have critical mass of users here in a city like Colombia?
What we're going to do is we're going to do a grassroots marketing effort. We're going to go to these events. We're going to go to festivals. We're going to go to sporting events, tailgate parties, and we're going to show that for the people that are there that wanted to bring a plus one, we have the solution for them. And so we're going to basically hit the streets, and we are going to bring in the users, show them what it's like.
Something that the part of your presentation where it had, and this is a recommended person, how did you get to that? Was it just on looks or interest? Was it an eHarmony thing that was like more in detail? So the heart just automatically appears.
The heart shows who you're in a conversation with. Okay? So there won't be a heart, but once the deadline hits, you have to start selecting who you want to have a conversation with.
Okay.
And so it'll.
And is that based on kind of looks, or am I? I'm not trying to get on that, by the way.
So
Would I
have no bio and have it send people whoever's on there, you would say, the most likely person that I would want to go with is this. Start chatting with them, maybe you don't hit it off. Next person. But
right. I get about how detailed. Like I just didn't know if it was about looks, or you were actually taking data. Like an eHarmony takes a lot of data to. It's not okay.
You said you had 100 emails already this weekend. Have you guys made any matches? And if not, how soon until you can get your first one?
So we did have an event posted for that. We're trying to find a match to his Jimmy World concert. Did have a couple girls submit emails to it. Without a functioning app, though, it is hard to connect the two people for actual conversations. So we did get emails submitted. We've got some options.
Last question.
The people that don't get selected, do you forward them to losers up?
How are you gonna build that?
So we already have the interface.
Alright guys, that closes it out. We're ready now. We're going to sequester the judges. Make sure your rooms are clean. Put them in the back, the same situation that they were before. Get drinks or whatever. We've got a couple of announcements to make that I'm going to sequester the judges, but we'll be back to advisors and.
Yeah, so take a few minutes, and then we're going to have some people come up and talk to you about how you can make the most of this week. And we'll bring information. Thank you.
That was a stressful situation. I had the last room, and as I was taking the photo, my phone died. No one had ever grew. Thank you for having a charger.
No problem. I don't know if I'm supposed to be answering the
You
can use my phone too because I got the 6.
Did you crack your color?
So I got the cool photos. Oh yeah, I don't have that. Yeah. So if you want to do that, you can. I figured there would be like stuff going on still, so I figured they just want live stream going on during all the times. I think so. So basically, every time someone presented, I was like, who do I know that would like this? And I just like would tweet at them.
That's
Be like,
funny.
hey, who's this? So like, let's start from the beginning. So for Mo Line Trails, I tweeted my friend Chelsea, and I was like, Charles, we should do something. For the hunting thing, I tweeted my dad, and I was like, Dad. For the, on Twitter? Yeah. He's really active. He DMs me more than he texts me. He does. He's letting me know. For the programming, local programming, Rachel McAdam one, I tweeted if he did, I told him to check it out. I retweeted the Fly with Light, and the 4070. Easy 4070, yeah, that one. And then for the plus one, I tweeted who doesn't want to take it, who doesn't want to do stuff. And so I was like, do the plus one thing, because then like there's no like, yeah. Oh, you're good? You're good. So I was like, word. I talked to Melissa. Melissa is, she was the one who came on to that. Yeah, I was talking to her about it. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, don't ask me. I have zero this is just the trending bar. Yeah. That's where I went. So are we trending? This is what it's like saying, like, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, you might have your local settings on. Have enough people that
kids are good VA classes. It's so easy now. Going together for their class. You never know what might happen in a year. And then that was fun.
The way you write it is, I'll give you a card and then
Okay.
you can spell it.
Awesome. It's okay. All right. Thank you. Just so you know. Okay. Yeah, it was nice meeting you this weekend. It was fun to work with you.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, I'm not gonna bother if it's the last night and people can walk out with their hands. I was like, I'll let someone. So exciting.
All right, let's go ahead and take our seats. We're going to close this stuff out really quickly.
They're around.
He's back behind you.
They're done.
All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. So, congratulations, you did it. Here's some nice big round of applause. So, you all have done a phenomenal job. I can see why Colombia and the teams that you all are producing, why they're sort of notarized a lot in the start of the weekend lore and history that we go around the world and we teach, or at least from my perspective, I've mentioned you all without mentioning you all, and it's great to actually see some of the guys that have been doing this, and it's just been an absolute pleasure from my standpoint. So, if I can turn this on and it goes next, and it's not. Oh, can you plug this into my? Yes, we can. All right, so I have no idea what slide is next, so I'm going to make it up on the fly. So just out of curiosity, what in the world did you all learn this weekend? And yell it out.
Leadership skills. Leadership skills.
How to build a web page.
What?
How to build a web page.
How to build a web page. You learned that in a week. Much harder.
How to use a microphone. Research tools. How to what? How to take insults, all right, get off the stage. How to get out of the speeding ticket, which I can tell you that later on if you really want to know. All right, what'd you learn?
Don't underestimate the 17-year-old kid.
The 17-year-old kid to grab the page. Yes, sir.
Don't assume you understand the problem.
The problem may not always be what you think it is. Anybody else learn anything they want to share?
Possible to try to go.
It's possible to actually do something in a weekend, which means for your next idea, move quick, get something done. Don't sit on it the entire time. Anybody else learn something? Networking, which you need to make sure you connect with all the judges and mentors and stuff like that. Odds are less than 10 of you all will do that, but prove me wrong. Anything else? Yes. Everybody's skills can contribute to what you're doing. Exactly right.
There's no bad idea. I would disagree with that. Maybe not that you all heard, but I've heard like the perpetual motion machine way too many times, which is physically impossible. But actually, most people have good ideas. You just need to coach them out, exercise a little bit, and see what happens. Anything else? Yes, sir.
Don't underestimate the underdog.
The underdog may have come up. We don't know. Yes, sir. Mascara. You had no idea. Yes. People may be more willing to lend you a hand than what you initially thought. Complete strangers never knew who they were. Exactly right. Anybody else? Yes.
Sometimes you just gotta let go, let someone do their thing.
Let them go, get stuff done, put a check mark in somewhere. Anybody else? So that's what this weekend is about. It's not, some people think it's about starting a company, which is part of the reason what we attracted you here to get done. But at the end of the day, you've got to apply yourself in a different way. You want to work with other people. And at the end of the day, you've got to get something done. And that's exactly what you all did. You all impressed me. I'm a really hard guy to impress because I do this so often. But you all did a phenomenal job. So hats off to you all for coming, learning. But it doesn't stop here. You've got to keep on going. You need to know that, so that website we had you register for, we track things. Surprise, surprise. We track to see what you're doing. We may know that you may join a team with somebody else, especially if you register for the site again. That is, by the way, is a fundraising website. A lot of applications for accelerators use that. So pay attention to that. You may start getting some emails and saying, hey, you are in this market. You may want to apply for this type of accelerator. But through the records that Startup Weekend, the Kaufman Foundation, some other people find, and they do some research on, only about 12% of the teams after Startup Weekend continue on after about 6 months. That's not a bad statistic at all. Think about all the ideas that you all shared in the first night. We whittled them down to actionable ideas, and we've got to keep on going. But you all have, as a community, a different way to continue on with ideas, and I encourage you to keep on doing that. Teams are greater than any type of idea that you have. You've noticed that a team of what you may consider underdogs may have done really well. You don't know that. But the investors that I speak to on a regular basis, they will rather invest with a phenomenal team that's well balanced with diverse skill sets, that is phenomenal with a mediocre idea, rather than a phenomenal idea and a mediocre team. Because they place the bet on the jockey, not on the idea. Because that phenomenal team can work themselves out of any problem that they encounter. So I encourage you, reach out to each other, surround yourself with those smart, driven people, and get the next idea done quicker. Don't wait another year for the next Startup Weekend. Or if you come to Louisville next weekend, you can come for free. I'll give you a free ticket. And we talked about failing and everything. That's okay. But you need to know that some of the things that I bring and that I talk to people with is, you've got a choice with your startup. From this point on, whether it's this idea or the next one, there's a phenomenal book called The Dip. It's by Seth Godin. Get it, it's probably in your library, buy it, $10 on Amazon. It talks about the entrepreneur's journey. And it's like a sine wave. There's ups and there's downs. And there's ups and there's downs. And right now, some of you are going to be really upset that you didn't place first, second, or third. That's okay. Go on, keep on doing stuff. You're going to reach, you came to Startup Weekend, your idea was picked, chosen, you worked on it, you weren't selected first, second, and third, you're going into a little dip. And at that point that you enter that dip, depression is real in entrepreneurship and with startup founders, left and right. Happens to me all the time. But once you get into that little dip, you have three choices. You can wallow in that depressive state and say, woe is me. 2, you can say, peace out, I'm done, my startup idea, I'm killing it, it's too hard. Or 3, you can figure out a way to lift yourself up by the people that are around you, the mentors, coaches, and network you have, and pick yourself up and get out of that dip. And each time that you work yourself out of that dip, you put that much distance between you and the next competitor. If you did your market research, you figure out there's other people doing something somewhat similar to your idea. And that's okay. But each time you hit that dip, work yourself back up, put distance between you and the next person. Again, that book is called The Dip. It's about 70 pages. It's phenomenal. But just remember, depression in the startup ecosystem is hot. Surround yourself with smart, driven people and get yourself out of it. That's my little depression. So, here's what we need to do. Last thing before we talk prizes. This event does not run itself. There was a team of people, your organizers, give them shout outs, do whatever, take them out for coffee, do something. They put this event on because they believe in you.
they won't be able to do this event for the next 20 years. We need to group the next set of organizers. So if you're going to get a survey, and on that survey it's going to say, hey, I'm interested in helping to organize the next event. There's no reason with the community this strong and the money that is being donated that you all can't pull 2 of these off a year. But the only way that that happens is by building a stronger organizing team. So attend the next event. It could be in St. Louis, Kansas City, Louisville, go abroad, do something, have some fun. And the last thing we want to do is make sure you keep involved with the ecosystem. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we've got somebody, but my clicker still doesn't work, which I think there's somebody back there.
Yeah.
So we've got somebody to speak for just a second. So.
Guys, I want to introduce Sherry Helm. She has been the person running Mid-Missouri Innovation Week, and as you guys don't know, we were the kickoff event for the whole weekend. So there is a ton of resources that are about to happen for the next week that we want you to know about, so you don't have to stop tonight.
Power clap. 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, I'm Sherry, and we are really excited because this is the first year that we have pulled together a week-long series of events explicitly for the entrepreneur, the want-to-be entrepreneur, the person who's just interested in business, the person who wants to expand their business. And I brought a stack of postcards that has the entire schedule on it. Let me just tell you real quickly. Tomorrow night, Sean Espinosi is a keynote speaker. He's going to be at the University of Missouri, Reynolds Alumni Center. He's got a very inspiring story, and we have a lot of space still open, so we're encouraging you to register on bringupbiz.org, but you won't be disappointed if you come out for that. Also, on this schedule, there's something missing. It is the Craft Beer Cellar Tech Happy Hour, happening Tuesday from 4 to 6. It's in conjunction with Centennial Investors. It's a networking event. You'll want to come out for that. Friday, if you're interested in knowing what the resources are that are available to you, come out to the resource fair. Also at the University of Missouri, a whole group of resource providers for entrepreneurs will be there, and you can get lots of information and talk to lots of different people. Amos wants me to talk about the grassroots entrepreneurs. That's also Friday from 4 to 6. The winner tonight will be invited to be at that event. And then you won't want to miss the celebration party in conjunction with Startup Weekend. We're giving away 1 drink ticket to everybody, only 2. Okay. At Rose Music Hall. We're having music, food, and a good time to celebrate the whole week. So we'll hope you come out. 45 seconds.
Okay, this is my 3rd startup weekend. Last 2 years I've been here. We had great winners, but there was not a next step for the companies here in Columbia. So we've created a next step. Raise your hand if you want $50,000 to continue the startup you just started. Woo! Okay. We created a thing called the Mid-Mo Tech Accelerator. It's at the incubator right up the street. And we have over $2 million in a venture fund to give out to local companies who are starting. So several people who have been in startup weekends before have applied. All you do is you go to MissouriInnovation.com, click on Mid-Mo Tech Accelerator, and then apply. And that will take you to F6S and you can fill out the applications. We're hoping to give out $50,000 to 30 companies over the next 3 years. It's because of Startup Weekend we thought of it.
That's the first I've ever heard of that in over 41 events that a venture fund is putting up $50,000 specifically to help out a Startup Weekend team. So thank you all for doing that, and maybe we can have a whole bunch of applications and the money may go up. You never know. No pressure.
Okay, so we want to give a shout out to the prizes that people are going to get. A lot of these are resources in the community. So first place, we'll be getting $2,000, 3 months of space at the Missouri Innovation Center, and a launch party at Craft Beer Cellar. The opportunity to present at the pitch competition that is on Monday, and the winner wins $5,000 there. Opportunity to pitch at Centennial Investors Meeting in October. We'll be featuring the winner at 1 Million Cups on Wednesday, a part of Mid-Missouri Innovation Week. Featuring the winner as part of Grassroots Entrepreneur on Friday. There's advertising opportunities from the Missouri Business Alert, tech consulting from Tin Can Technologies, SEO consulting from Lift Division, and a published interview from Influence & Co. That stuff wouldn't happen without this amazing community, so I want you guys to give a round of applause for all of this. After that, they're getting a $1,000 gift card for second place and $500 gift card for third place. So there's a lot of opportunities for you guys to continue seeing these teams and see the feedback they're going to get this week throughout the Innovation Week. And I think now is the final big news, right?
Yep.
Do we want to have the judges come up and announce? Actually, hold on. Hold your thought for a second.
Every year we want to recognize one of the teams that put in, from what the organizers could see, some of the most hours. So this year, thanks to a sponsor, Clarity Float Spa, every member of this team will be receiving a gift card to go do a float in a float tank. Google it, it's really interesting. So the team that we as organizers saw here incredibly late working both nights was the team from the Vinyl Subscription Company. So come on up here, congratulations.
After we announce the team, we're gonna do for the first time a big group photo. Apparently people do that all across the country, and we've never done that. Sounds really fun. That's why we like having Jimmy here. So don't leave after you hear the winners, and then after that, if you want to go drink some more beer and head on out, we're going to start. Judges?
As probably most of you know, entrepreneurship is truly a team sport. And I got the pleasure of introducing the honorable mentions. And the honorable mentions, one of the most notable facts about them is they've got the right people with the right skill set, working on the right opportunity at the right time. So I want to mention the first honorable mention is Cards to You.
Are you going to come up?
Second honorable mention from pretty much the same reason. Same people, same energy, good opportunity, Maven and Co.
First off, it was pretty hard to get down to 3, so I know that sometimes it feels crappy to be left out and not get top 3, but honestly, I went by and I was impressed with a lot of the group, so just because you didn't get top 3, like, give yourself a round of applause. It was So for third place, this group, it was a good team. It was a challenge that we were somewhat aware of, and really think that they could actually implement this with their knowledge and the team behind it. So third place goes to Formosity.
Alright. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
And now for the second place. Sometimes the simplest things are the best. And for this, it was a very obvious challenge that I actually went through being a waiter in college. And it was a very simple solution that made a lot of sense to the judges, but then also the team behind it was excellent. A group of really interesting skill sets that we think are needed to execute. So your second place is Easy 47. One more round of applause for the organizers, VU, Brant, let's hear it, Chris, Kelsey, Alyssa, Heidi, all of you guys are amazing. And number one, Mike's going to announce that the founder, or one of the co-founders is after.
So I have been to all 6 startup weekends in Colombia, Missouri. I can honestly say that this 2016 event was the most progression from Friday night to Sunday pitches in all 6 ever. So everyone is extremely proud. So you've heard us talk. If there's one common thread among the top 3 teams, it's that they have great founder fit between the founders that are working on it and the idea that they pitched. And that's no different. For our number 1 team, Startup Weekend 2016 winner, Hunt Club!
Wraps everything up. Give one big round of applause to the coaches, the mentors, the organizers, everybody who's been able to help out. Really thank everybody for doing that. And the last thing we're going to do is I'll do a big group photo with everybody. So as I travel around, I'm just going to make sure that I get a huge picture. So everybody come up to the front. We'll do a quick photo and call it a night.
I'll see you on